Hey, bro. So what's going on?
What's up, Coobs? I didn't know you were coming over today, bro.
Yeah. Hey, you know who we got today, bro?
Who's that pasty white dude right there, bro?
We got a hairy jiu-jitsu master, firearm slinging, bro. Producer Pete, bro. You get to see him today.
Shalom. Shabbat shalom to you, everybody. Hello.
That's
Bro, that guy
producer Pete.
he's got to go hang out with Hank because he needs a tan, bro.
Oh shit, he needs a little bit of a tan. So anyway, this is a new segment. It's called Our 2 Cents, where we're gonna weigh in on a hot topic or various hot topics. But we'll be back to the regular podcast probably next week. My boy Lou is somewhere up in God's country in Warwick, New York. I'm down in Long Beach. Pete's a couple of blocks away from me because he's my neighbor. How you doing? I don't know if Pete's got a drink. You got one or no?
Nah, no drinks tonight, man.
He's going soft. Okay. So anyway, our
P-U-S-S-Y boy.
Oh, he's a pussy boy. So our topic for tonight, it's a hot topic. It's all around the internet. We touched on it briefly with Old Man River Hank last week. And it's the captain from the Atlanta Fire Rescue Department that's been, get this, suspended for an unexpected reason. As I read right now, Captain Daniel Dwyer was officially suspended without pay for 48 hours for entering a burning building alone to save a 95-year-old woman. Really? Really? So basically, he was doing his job, and he got suspended for entering a very dangerous building that was on fire.
Is that all the what are the facts? Is that all the facts? That's all you have on that? Like, I want all the facts to make sure we're not talking out of our ass.
I'll give you some more. Relax. According to the department, Dwyer broke the department protocol by entering the building without other crew members. So I'm probably assuming that he violated the 2 in, 2 out. But from what I understand, I don't have the Chief Steve puppet. Shit. From what I understand, because I got this directly from Chief Steve, is that when there is suspected life hazard, the 2 in and 2 out goes out the window.
In the toilet. It goes in the toilet.
It goes in the toilet bowl. So the suspension came after a 7-month investigation. So they took 7 months. They took 7 months to figure it out, following a final adverse action complaint filed against him for the June incident. While performing your own duties, you entered the structure without your crew members, which is an immediate conflict with no freelancing, accountability, and maintaining crew integrity, Fire Chief Randall Slaughter said in the complaint. I got a little couple of paragraphs on Chief Slaughter. We'll go back to Chief Slaughter later.
Chief Slaughter.
Dwyer appealed the suspension, but he appealed it and was unsuccessful. His suspension will officially begin Friday, but due to the way the department shifts work, it will be effective from February 13th to the 16th. Dwyer arrived at the scene on June 27th blaze and conducted an initial search of the building, finding and rescuing Sally Screen, 95, before other crew members could prepare their gear. Despite Dwyer's efforts, Screen later died. So the lady succumbed to her injuries. And basically, according to Captain Dwyer, time is of the essence. He did exactly what firefighters are sworn oath to do. We are absolutely against his decision to suspend him, said Paul Gertis, president of the Atlanta Firefighters Union. Not only does he have to live with the guilt of not being able to save the homeowner, but now he and his family have to deal with the financial repercussions of not getting paid for 48 hours just for trying to save someone's life.
I think I saw it, the first time I saw it was on Instagram. I think it was a GoFundMe that guys were getting, I guess, to pay him for those, for the days. I don't know how much money he ever got. I didn't even know anything about it until I think you said something about it. Yeah, Old Man
River Malay.
But I had seen the guy's picture, the captain. I seen his picture all over the place, but it's every day you see somebody's picture. I never really pay attention so much to what's happening. Maybe I should do it a little bit more. But make a long story long, as I do it, I saw the video that you sent me this morning. You saw the video, obviously, right?
I did. Shit was going bumper to bumper.
So, again, I always revert back. I want to try and keep a straight look at this thing with all the facts. And I don't have all the facts just from looking at that video, but it's effing ripping. And if you watch it, the guy comes out of the fire. There's 6 guys standing outside, and he's in the building by himself, right? Nobody seems that concerned. It didn't seem like, I watched the thing 10 times. Where was there a line in the building? Was there a line on the porch?
I don't know. I didn't notice. I was just really looking at the volume of fire and listening to what they were saying.
I want to buy we're not here to discuss that.
You're frozen. You're
we're here to discuss if made a move.
Right.
And I get freaking riled up because there's 6. I don't understand what's going on. Why isn't there? Was there a line there? That's what I want to know. Was there a line there? If not, they should be knocking down fire. If they know the guy's in there, they should be knocking down fire.
Yeah, well, I don't want to second guess. I didn't see if there was a line there or not.
I don't want to do it either. I don't.
The only thing I will say is that they're saying freelancing and breaking protocol. I'm sorry, but if that was my sister, mother, daughter, son, father, whoever it is, fuck yeah, break protocol, man. Whatever. Life. When we sign on, we swear an oath to protect life and property. So above all else, with your stupid protocol that you can shove right up where you know where, the guy was in there saving life. He wasn't in there trying to be a hero. He wasn't in there, trying to get his helmet fucking singed. He was in there because there was suspected life, and he was right. And he went there and made a grab. He made a ballsy fucking move.
Dude, that is as legit as it gets.
Move.
That is legit. He came out of the fire, dude. I couldn't even believe when I watched it 5 times. I had to go back to watch him coming out of the doorway that was on fire, fully involved, on fire. Yeah. And there's 5 guys standing around.
Yeah, right.
And then they help him get the body out. But,
now,
I thought about this too. How many times, in our career, you're in the truck. You get there at the same time as the first due engine. You got a first due job. You get there. The building's on fire. The engine is stretching the line. You force the door. If you force the door, you go in. You have several things you have to do. You got a primary search. You got to look for the fire. You got all these things that have to start happening. And, it takes time for the line to get into place. I don't know if that was the case here. That's what I'm saying. But if I saw one of my guys go in there, I'm going in there. You know what I mean? At least I'm going to have something to get a can, do something. You can't just leave the guy in there. If he didn't come out right then, who the hell knows? It was freaking totally involved, that place.
Yeah. I don't know. Pete, look like you wanted to chime in on something, brother. Go.
Well, my whole thing is, you guys you can come at it from 2 different points of view. Lou, you were an officer, right? And, you're both firefighters, but coming from an officer's point of view, is there any kind of understanding of what the captain had done? I'm just asking as a dumb civilian, straight up,
If I would never let my guys walk through fire to go into the building. But, obviously from reading that or from watching the news clip, it seemed like he saw somebody in there.
Or he heard somebody, I think.
Or he heard somebody. Again, I don't know if this is all, but then like I just said, you force the door, you make a move, right? You got to look for the fire. If the fire meets you at the door, you're not going to walk through the fire. You have to wait for the line. Then you follow the line in and you conduct your search from that point. This seems to be like all, a lot of these videos I watch, it's all discombobulated, right? They're venting the roof. Sometimes I don't even see the line. It's a dollhouse, the freaking thing. It's not even it's 1,000 square feet, 1 story. You go in there with a line and that's it. It's done. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to think about it. You open the line from the door. You don't have to go in the goddamn building. So
I also went on the City of Atlanta Fire Rescue Department. And I'm going to just tell you, it seems like really a watered down millennial type. We don't want to hurt your feelings. You don't hurt our feelings. This is what it says on their on the page. Who we are. The Atlanta Fire Rescue Department is a multifaceted, all hazards emergency response organization with a very diverse workforce. Who gives a fuck? Everybody's a fireman. I don't see color. I don't see nothing. You're a fireman. Everybody's a fireman. I don't need to be the first worker. Who gives a shit? The department is comprised of 5 divisions of labor: support, technical, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. The men and women are committed to delivering the best class in service to its community, in accordance with the established standard of response coverage. I don't know what the fuck that means. SOURCE. Look, it's an acronym. SOURCE, which serves as a service level agreement to the citizens, business, and visitors of the great city of Atlanta. The department personnel performs their duties day in and day out. Really? So, for me, even just being not even a fireman, a layman, response cover, it's to serve service level agreement to the citizens of this. So basically, if you're in there and your house is on fire and you're dying, this guy shouldn't come in and try to save me, even though he's sworn an agreement to the citizens and businesses and visitors of the great city of Atlanta. He should wait for a 2 in and 2 out, is what they're saying. They respond to over 100,000 calls for service over a coverage area of 135 square miles, right? Okay, here's their vision. Atlanta Fire Rescue strives for excellence in emergency preparedness and response to enhance our customer-focused, innovative role, industry leader. While overcoming expanding risks and keeping people at the front door while I'm on fire, fully involved, and I'm dying.
I'm sorry. As a civilian, I didn't realize I was a customer of the fire department.
You're a customer.
When I'm burning down in my house that's on fire. Thank you.
I'm thinking, as I'm sitting here thinking about this, because I try to do both sides in my head. Again, we show up with 50 guys for a fire, right? So I'm just thinking, if 2 guys showed up to that building, I could understand. You could sell it to me, right? I could understand if you said to me, "Hey, Lou, we showed up. It was fully involved. We put the line in the window, whatever it was, and we found a lady. We didn't make a move." Right? You could give me. You could sell me.
They're a pretty big department.
There's 6 guys standing there. That's what gets me. They're all now. I don't know if those guys got pushed out from the fire. Maybe they all came out. Maybe he was the last guy. But then it wouldn't be a 2 in and 2 out scenario, right? So those guys are all standing on the deck on the porch. It didn't seem like they were operating a line. Hopefully maybe somebody gives us some facts. So we're not talking out of our ass. But
are we live, Pete? Is anybody chiming in? Anybody watching?
Yeah, we got about 24 people online right now.
The bottom line is that the guy had to do what he had to do, and he could sleep with himself. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
That's what's more important. Oh, should I stand on this porch and listen to this lady writhe in pain, wait for a 2 in and 2 out, or should I do what I was sworn to do, what's in my blood to do, and go drag her out?
When we got on, they didn't have 2 in and 2 out, and then they enacted that in the FDNY, and they put in that clause, I guess, that if you, like your brother said, if there was immediate risk or danger, you could forego it. I don't know if that's the case around the country. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Listen to this fucking horseshit. You ready for this? Their mission. The Atlanta Fire Rescue Department provides prompt quality service to our stakeholders and promotes safety and well-being, enhance sustainability, and enrich the quality of life through professional development and dedication to service.
That's some millennial shit.
That's a shareholder. I feel like I'm in like a
no. That's just to not to cut you off, Kev, but stakeholders is a term that an Alexandria occasional cortex you would use, right? Like,
right?
Yeah,
be nice. Be nice.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but no, but it's true. It's because everyone's a stakeholder now. It's we all have a stake in this thing, and really. In that situation, the only people who had
the communal feeling, we're all one.
Warm and fuzzy. It's warm and fuzzy, except when you're burning.
This is the best. This is what's getting me right here. You ready? Their core values. Nowhere in their core values does it say protect life and property. It says innovative, inclusive, because we don't want to leave anybody out. We love everybody. Committed, courageous.
I don't think I got that that memo when I got on the job.
Ethical, professional, and transparent. Nowhere does it say protect life and property. Innovative, inclusive. Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Kevin said it perfectly. And I swear to you, this is how 99% of the people think. I really, I don't care what you are. You could be a fucking German Shepherd. If you're behind me when I go down the basement with the line, I don't give a shit what you are, what color you are, what gender you are. You could be an it. I don't care what it is. As long as you're with me, the problem happens when you're standing out in the street because you're not all inclusive or you have hurt feelings or any of this other crap. And then the guys get on you. And then we reward those people. That's the problem.
Maybe somebody's looking for their safe space outside. I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you this, because again, I'm just a regular dude. I'm not like, a firefighter like you guys.
You're a producer, Pete.
There you go.
Pasty producer Pete.
He's also a high-level jiu-jitsu master, bro, and he's gonna come here and throw you in a chokehold one day, and then
I got a bad neck.
I was working my takedowns today. So all right. So now you fucked me up because I'm gonna forget. I'm the citizen. All I want is
stakeholder.
I'm the citizen. All I want to do is survive this thing. Isn't it then? If our stakeholders are the ones, right, who are so important, isn't then life over procedure the most important thing?
Isn't life over everything? I mean, honestly. Just like I said before, if that was your mother, sister, brother, dog, I don't care what it is. Wouldn't you want somebody? That's what they expect from firemen. Now,
you're
gonna come get me. This is what I teach them. This is what I teach to my kids. They're gonna come get you. Don't worry. If there's ever a fire in a house and you're trapped or whatever it is, I mean, we used to teach this to the kids in the school.
How about this? I used to teach my guys. If I'm in there, the only people I know that are coming for me are my guys. So the fact that this guy was in there by himself, it didn't seem like there was.
I don't know if he was there by himself. We got to correct that. I don't know. We don't know if he was.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
When that picture was taken, I don't want to say that he was in there by himself. You don't know. Maybe he got up there before everybody else could. Which, back in the old day when you were spry and young, maybe you were up there before everybody else.
9 rooms deep, baby.
Let me ask you guys: Since when is it that the fire department is not an inclusive place? I want to go back to that for a second, because is there I'm missing something here. I never think of a firefighter as a black firefighter or a white firefighter, or a brown one, an Asian one. Right. Since when is this, a thing of inclusivity? Why does that matter to me, the end receiver of the help that I need when there's a fire? I'm not sure why it matters.
It really shouldn't. If they could do the job, like I said, I don't give a shit what you look like or what you have under your pants. I don't really care what it is. If you could do the job,
cares. Nobody cares.
Who cares? I mean,
nobody cares. It's all we talk about, but nobody cares.
It was mostly men back in the old days. It was mostly white dudes with some ethnicity mixed in, but that's what it was back then.
But it was more of a tradition, Pete. It was everybody passed it down to their kids, so it kind of kept rolling. But now that's not the case. And even in the FDNY, in the last few classes, they've had a lot of diversity. And I saw a news thing today online where a fireman, I think he was from 205, black guy. He had, I think his 3 sons working with him. So
cool.
That's
awesome.
But my point is, it's starting that tradition, right? It's starting that. Listen, nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Right. Exactly. So let me give you a little. I did a little digging on Chief Randall Slaughter, the guy who actually dealt out this punishment, and then after I don't know how many months was it? What did we say? Like 6 months.
7 months.
7 months of reviewing it. He stood by his call. You know what? In the beginning, I kind of was like, all right, this guy's cool. You're right. So Chief Slaughter is a native Atlantean, right? 1990, after completing an active duty tour of duty with the United States Marines. Cool. He's our guy, right, Pete?
Right, sure.
He began his career with the Atlanta Fire Department. He is one of very few members who has served in each division of labor in every rank within the organization. So he was Chief of Training, Chief of Field Operations Division, as well as the Chief of Airport Fire Division. He was appointed in 93. So he's got some time on the job, right? That's when you got on, isn't it? 93?
TOJ, baby. That's it.
Time on the job. Yeah, right. Okay. Then he got promoted to a lieutenant in 98, a captain in 2000, battalion chief in 2004, assistant fire chief 2005, deputy fire chief 2010. So this guy's made it through the fucking ranks. I don't understand. If he went through the ranks and he knows what it's like to be at every single position, why in the fuck would you come down with a punishment for this guy?
Because who's coming down on him, Kev? Who in the political spectrum would be coming down on the chief for not policing his own department?
I don't know, man. Maybe like this looks like to me like a real cool resume. Like he's really trying to move up in the ranks. I don't know what he's got to gain. It's not the reason. And here's the where's this other part?
And you don't have to make it such a. I mean, I don't know how this thing got so blown up, but it didn't have to be such a. Maybe it could have been done. Hey, listen, this is what we're going to do in the future. But to take money away from somebody for doing that, that's the money is the problem.
Yeah, here's the best part. This was under his bio: relationships and accountability. Furthermore, he truly has a heart for the men and women. He constantly reminds other members in leadership positions that if we are not taking care of the men and women who are in turn taking care of the citizens and visitors, then we need to pack up our things and go home. All right, Chief Slaughter, pack your bags because you're going home, bro, because you're really, right here, you're really not looking out for the members when you're suspending a guy for doing his job. You know what I mean? I love the fact that the guy was a Marine. I love the fact that he went up through the ranks. That's cool. But when you're suspending a guy for doing his job and you're gonna fucking write,
did this guy ever have an issue before? The captain, did he ever get like reprimanded prior to that? That would change it.
I mean, what I was gonna say is maybe it's personal. That's another potential thing that none of us really know. Maybe it's something that they had before this. And
maybe he's made a pattern of this in his career. Again, we're all just speculating. We don't know anything. We're just drinking, but if it was something like that, where it was a pattern, then he's got to try and tighten the bolts up. He's got to take a couple of dollars. That's the only way you make people change. If it was just a one-shot deal and he made a move, then, obviously, you got to balance between doing the right thing.
You're flipping the coin here. You're saying maybe this captain was a headhunter. Maybe he was a freelancer. Maybe he was a metal grabber. Maybe he was.
I'm saying I don't know any of the facts. I'm just trying to look at both sides with open eyeballs.
I like your style, bro. I kind of like your style. He's looking at both sides.
Moves.
Here's a comment from Terry Jam1. Sounds like from what I read, he joined another company to make the grab because his crew wasn't ready. And that's where they say he was freelancing. There were hose lines at the time of the grab.
Oh, there was.
All right. So somebody, maybe he was coming in second too, and his company wasn't ready. And he jumped off. Is that what this guy's saying?
It could be. I mean, we don't know, right? But this is what one of the comments is saying right now. Again, we don't have the info.
Right.
As long as there's hose lines there, then what's the problem, right? If there's a hose line at the porch, the guy was right inside the door. What's the problem, right? If they're operating the line and putting the fire out, you don't have to put the whole house out, but if they're close to where he is, that's what we do, right? If you can't put the whole house out, you put out a room and you search the room.
Give him time to get in and get out.
Correct. So if that's the case, that's the case. Hopefully that's the case.
Hopefully that is the case. So I don't know. So he made a grab. What this guy is saying is that they weren't first due. I would imagine maybe they were coming in second due, and he went and made a
spot he wasn't supposed to be. I
don't know. Maybe he made a ballsy move. But this is what I say at the end of the day, because they brought him in front of the city council and he had to explain. I would have went to each one of them and said the same fucking thing to him.
Yeah, is this your mother?
You. Is that your mother? Is that your daughter? Is that your sister? You want me going in then? Or you want me to wait? I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if Chief Slaughter wants to respond, I'm open to it. I mean, I kind of dig his resume. And I love the fact that he was.
I like this putting out 2 cents in.
Thomas Honeycutt in the comments here says second due ladder, water on fire at the time of the grab.
All right, so that's good. So that's a no-brainer. What's the problem?
Who's that?
Right, that's even better. That even makes
Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy, thank you, brother.
That even makes it even more right to do what he was doing. If there's water on the fire, that's what you're supposed to do, right? You don't.
How many guys have gone to Metal Day doing what he did? I mean, really? Well, she didn't survive, but even so, I mean, how many guys doing their job, right?
To me, honestly, guys, it sounds personal. It really does.
Before 2 and 2, Guys were going in with fucking blue jeans and rubber boots on, bro.
And still coming out alive.
And still coming out alive.
And
no
doing that
mask on.
And doing that 3 times a night, 4 times a night.
No mask, blue jeans,
no
rubber
mask,
boots, and a rubber
mask.
Coat.
No.
And now we're worried about going in.
No hood.
We got to be 2 in and 2 out. We have to have 2 in and 2 out, and we have to.
No hood. Yeah. Now, if you don't put your mask with the hood over the face piece, with your helmet, with the chin strap, get the.
Gotta have your chin strap on.
Let me ask you boys something individually. All right, both of you. I'm going to ask you both the same question. Kevin first. Kevin, what would you have done as a member of the special unit, as a firefighter first before anything, as someone who gives a shit? What would you have done in that situation?
Same thing he did. He's going to say the same thing.
The bottom line.
And Lou, same thing with you?
If everything, I don't understand how you could have lines in operation and, you know what I'm saying? Like, at least you have to protect where the guys are. You know, guys are going to go in from the back. They're going to be maybe without a protection of a hose line. You know what I mean? But that's on those guys to jump in, jump out. Right. You know, if that's where you want to have the 2 and 2, I guess that's what they're talking about in this scenario. But he was at the front door. You know what I mean?
Lou, you would have been doing the same thing then, right? 100%.
I wouldn't have been happy running through fire like that. Like that guy was doing, but you know,
come on, back in 103, you weren't running through fire.
You know, guys, back
when you
early on, you know, guys would make moves. Of course, that's when you made a move. You know, you did what you had to do, but you didn't.
Who was the guy who wrote a comment that just said, "Guys, forget where they came from"?
Let's
Sherrard,
see. Oh, here we go. It was Sherrard Glover. Obviously, there's a huge disconnection between the brass and the job. Never forget the bridges you once crossed.
Dude, amen, Mr. Glover, amen. You know why, bro? Because I was saying this about my brother, okay? The guy is the same as he was now as he was 41 years ago.
He is. He really is.
Never changed his colors. True to what he always was, man. You see,
what would Chief Steve say?
I don't have the puppet. Chief Steve would say, 2 and 2 out, go get my kid. Are you on overtime? But no, he would say,
take those white socks off.
Take the white socks off before you go make the grab. When I first got on at 210, there was a chief then. I'm not going to say what his name was. He was a miserable motherfucker. And he called me a ragamuffin one day because my shirt wasn't tucked into my pants when he came to the multi-unit drill. So I asked him about it. I said, who's that guy? They're like, yeah, that guy's blah, blah, blah. He was the biggest fucking drunk on the job.
Booze hound, right? Yeah.
It's always that guy. On the job.
Always that. Now all of a sudden, everything's on the money.
It's this fucking asshole who, in the beginning, he was a boozer. Maybe he was a freelancer. All of a sudden, now he wants to be the prick. You know, now he wants to be the guy who.
No, the straight guy. He wants to be the straight guy because now it reflects him. It reflects on him. Right. Before that, he didn't give a shit about that.
No. Before that, it was hats and horns and six packs on the fucking tables. You know, after a job. That's why I say good job for Chief Steve, because he was the same as he was when he was a fireman, as he was when he was lieutenant.
Hey, listen, captain. Maybe this chief is the same way. Maybe he's been that way his whole career too. You know, like you don't know that. Like he might be this.
I don't think Chief Steve would have wrote this guy up for making a fucking grab. I don't think he would have suspended him for 2 fucking days. Two fucking days.
Was it 2 days or 4? Was it 48 days or 48 hours?
48 hours.
48 hours.
2 days. So he got fucking 2 24-hour shifts fucking socked in the mouth. So
yeah, but he made the brothers gave him the cash. They GoFunded him.
That's what we do. It's the brothers, right? Ruffy, look.
Brotherhood.
That's what we do.
Look at me. We got to do something on him. I talked to Rip. He wants to do something.
Oh, Anthony.
We're gonna have to do something.
If my wife is looking at this face right now, I ain't getting any action tonight because she hates this. She hates that face, bro.
Hey, Ruff, that's when I took out the slash.
So, all right, guys. So, all in all, your 2 cents. This is a bullshit call, and the guy is the guy gonna? By the way, does the guy have like a bad mark on his record for eternity now because of this shit?
I don't know how that works. We got to ask Chief Steve about that. I'm not sure about that.
I wish I had the puppet,
command discipline. I think lasts like 18 months or something like that.
By the way, Chief
not that
Steve
I had that or anything.
Watching the episode He says the only thing he's upset with is that when I'm done with the Chief Steve puppet, I lay him in my crotch. He wants me to get a seat. Chief Steve's got to get his own seat.
We need a throne.
You know what?
We need a Chief Steve throne.
No, we'll get a stick. This way you just put him on his. He has like a little stick up his ass.
Oh.
He might not like that. No.
He might not like that one.
No.
So
all right, guys.
What do we got coming up? Listen, we got Spotlight on 55 engine coming up down in Manhattan.
Great history, man. I'm so pumped about that thing. You know, it sounds gay, but not there's anything wrong with that.
To say that? What the fuck's the matter with you? You can't say that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
no.
They have a lot of history, man. They got a ton of history, that place.
Right. Well,
and we're going to have meatball palm right down the block, which is nice.
Yeah, a couple of slices. If producer Pete, didn't have to play house mouse, we could have been down there already. But I know, listen, he's got to.
Kids, the kids are on spring break. Maron, what do you want from me, Maron?
Don't you go to the gym every day? Go to the tanning booth for 10 seconds. Just step in there for a little bit.
Stop by the tanning booth.
It's lighting, you sons of bitches.
All right, so we got Spotlight on coming up. We got Paul Hirschhagen. Once I get out there with the defibrillator and bring him back to life, I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he went for the big one. And we got what else coming up? We got the Inventor's Corner coming up with that guy with the new shove tool. I don't know what it is, man. So we'll explain that. And what else we got? Well, Hanks wants to get on again, bro. He's got more stories than
Walt Disney.
The Walt Disney, bro. He's got a million stories, but we got to hold him off a little bit. Keep him wanting more. You know
I got a couple guys lined up. I got a few guys lined up. I got a few guys.
You got a few guys coming up. Who do we got?
I got a few guys lined up. You want me to throw them out? I got Ray Strong.
Oh, big guy.
Oh, big guy.
That name.
No, he didn't get that name.
Pete, you didn't get. Listen, Ray Strong. You're not looking at a skinny guy. The guy looks like the size of a building. You're like, holy shit, that's the proper name.
Guys named Strong or Armstrong typically are like that. So
no, this guy was jacked.
Right. What we need everybody to do, if you like it, share it and go right over there and look. Hit the little red button that says subscribe. Stop being a pussy. Hit the button. Hit it. Don't be afraid. We got like 50,000 views and 3,000 subscribers. How does that work? Hit the button. And also hit the little bell so you know when we're on. Hit the notification bell.
Yeah, we didn't have any bell. We didn't have no sound effects.
Next time we'll get the sound. One more. You know what we got? The guy sent me the video or the audio for the St. George Hotel fire. Remember?
We got to send that guy a shirt.
Yep.
I'll send him a shirt. So we got the St. George's Hotel fire. I'm going to get a picture of the guy's underwear that they mounted who shit himself when he was at the St. George's Hotel fire.
That's no joke. That's the truth.
No joke. 226 engine has the Z-Man's underwear that he shit himself when he was at the fire.
I'm going to get a day.
This is why I hang out. This is why I hang out with you guys. Stories like that.
That's going to be a back in the day. We have
the best part is he told the guys that he shit his pants, right? He had to tell them. He could have just,
I don't know. They have it mounted in on a plaque, so I'll get a picture of that.
Now, where can they find these awesome shirts?
www.saltyapparel.com. Check it out. Check out our Instagram. Plug. My man does a great job on the Instagram. Salute. Don't forget to subscribe. And hey, bro, we'll see you.
Hey, bro, it's good seeing you guys, bro.
2 weeks, we'll be in Pittsburgh, bro. We'll be doing the Pittsburgh show. So come on.
That's right, bro. Monroeville, bro.
We're actually gonna have one day. We're gonna have the guy Charlie on who used to talk like that. So you think
we're gonna get him on? Chuckles.
Yeah, we're gonna get Charlie on. Charlie, hey, bro.
When Charlie comes on, we'll do that we'll do that montage of "Hey, bro."
Yeah, you got a lot of work, Pete. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Get in the tanning booth and then get on the computer.
When everyone starts subscribing and we could, start hiring a couple editors and stuff like that, we'll get a lot more content out to them. That's the move right there.
It's coming soon. The getting salty scotch is coming soon, bro.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep, getting salty coffee, getting salty scotch. It's all coming. Feeding in you.
All right, fellas.
Take us out of here, bro. Stay low.
Remember, stay low and go. And
it's the big one.
See you at the big one. Boom.